because UAL's Unit 12 is quite a loosely based criteria, they're more likely to achieve something really, really great if they believe in it and they've chosen something that they want to do. Because when stuff goes wrong, as it may well do, they can adapt to it and they're passionate about solving those problems. Rather than delivering to a whole class and saying, this is what we're going to do, everybody's doing this, it's like, oh, okay, Team A, you're working on this, okay, so if you can mix your EP today, oh, are you talking to your venue? Brilliant. So as a teacher, it means that I'm very, very mobile, very active, and I'm working with small communities.
Currently working on my extended project, doing a 3-track EP with my friend and also my bandmate Jade.
I'm the lead vocalist, so I do all the main vocal lines and I do a lot of the harmonies. I take a lot of charge in the studio.
What we did before, we did like a load of rehearsal diaries and then did a big performance, and without doing that we wouldn't have had the material to record now and probably wouldn't have had the confidence.
Hey guys, all right? The students have been working on their FMP now for 3 weeks. They've done proposal presentations and we used the UAL format in order for them to kind of really respond to something that seemed quite official to them. So every student has a panel of tutors that they present their initial ideas to, which we then give them feedback on. We record that on QuickTime. We do a little audio recording of that, which then means that students can put it into their blog and they can respond, they can make bullet points of the things that they feel is relevant to progress their project, and they can do action points from that to progress their project. And that's an ongoing process that happens all the way through the final major project.
At this point, they weren't telling us that we had to go and make an album or go and, make something musical. This was purely just a guideline as to how to research and how to record our findings and how to evaluate ourselves and our own abilities. I'm gonna be doing basically a skate video, but I'm gonna try and make it so that I can make the soundtrack as well and use the sound effects from the skateboarding within the actual song. This is clip 1, in which it's basically the raw clips edited together with no backing track. The idea of having images to audio and how they reflect each other and how they might influence each other, it's definitely a big interest for me and it's a big passion, so it's a lot easier to do a lot of work about and it's a lot easier to kind of go in depth about.
So in terms of research, we just give them as much advice as we can and try to make them realise, students to realise that no source is completely probably without bias, and you've got to take everything you can with a pinch of salt and back it up by another resource. And if you get a quote from a supplier, is it accurate? Is it the cheapest? They might tell you that, but is it best to go somewhere else and check? And just mainly being objective. We like them to be using as academic resources as they can, high-level resources, maybe journals and books, as well as using websites. And quite important, we're trying to focus at this level on getting used to Harvard referencing. So that way, when they go to university, if they choose to, they've got that foundation of knowing how to properly research and reference people's work.
Film like vlogs for our rehearsal sessions. So we'll have a chat about what we've done, record some of what we are doing, and we'll say like what research. Like, so today we would talk about the fact that we've used the different mic techniques that we've found from researching. Artists, like a producer, I think you need challenges and problems and things to go wrong so you know how to fix them at a later date. It doesn't necessarily mean to be now, but it can help in the future. In our sessions, we'll have tutors pop in and ask us how we're doing or whether we need any help, and I know that I can ask them straight away for help. They're always there.
This year, we've broken it down into the different areas that they need to cover, and their blogs are divided up into those different sections, which makes it easy for us to mark as we're going along, to give formative feedback, and also it's easy for them to see where they are, at what stage in the project they're at.
Ew, that's magic.
We've been using mind mapping software this year, which means that they can think of an initial issue or problem that they need to overcome, and then they can think of all the kind of things that might go wrong or the things that they need to do in order to overcome this problem, and then they can put those things into the different sections of their project.
A lot of this kind of thing stems from my interest in like field recording. And I've been, looking into that a lot, and I've listened to quite a lot of artists over an extended period, just different people experimenting in outdoor recording and field recording and sampling techniques. In terms of filmmaking, it's kind of more down to just like the popular culture's standards of skate videos and how people have made different kind of tweaks and different changes in how you make a skate video and what people think a skate video is.
We're near the end stage now of our projects. Most of the learners are into the final stages of acting out their actual project.
So we're doing a mix each, so of the same song, so that we have in our folders for our coursework we have an individual version, and then on the EP we'll pick the best one between the two of us. My main focus will be on the vocals because I'm a vocalist and that's like my strong suit, whereas Roanne will make, her focus will be on all the different guitar sounds, and she knows more about that. So they'll sound a lot different to mine, and they'll have different effects, and they'll sound much different to what mine do.
So UAL as an interim marking procedure, we find it really useful. We feel like it's better for us and the learners. So it just basically means that learners hand in their work periodically throughout the year. And rather than being final submission, they can have an interim grade on how they're progressing at that point, and then they get the chance to amend it and then hand it back in. Now it's great for us because in terms of formative assessment, we know where they're at, and for them, they know where they're at as well. So we find it really useful, and it makes it better as well because at this time of year, we're near the end of the year now, we've got all the projects actually happening, and we don't want to have to think, right, I'm great, I'm involved in all these projects and I'm going to have to mark all the written work. The bulk of the marking we've seen already, so it gives us more time to focus on the learners and their actual projects. And then when the final submission's in, we can kind of go through the work again, but we've already seen it and we're a bit more familiar with it. No surprises today with final feedback. It was nice. It was just kind of like quite a warming experience, I felt, because just giving learners a congratulation and just saying this bit was great, maybe next time try this.
Just got my feedback on my grades on my Unit 12 project. I got a merit overall and I feel pretty good about it.
It's a really good achievement and a very, very good submission altogether. She gave great detail in what microphone she'd used and why. And also really been critical over her own successes and her own issues basically, and thought about things moving forward. Some things that weren't quite up to the same level as that were the final product wasn't quite as strong as it could have been, and there was some lacking in some of the planning of the project by the end. And I think she's really happy with the grade. Yeah, I think that's good.
Zane's done really well. He's done some really good research. And he's applied that research to his project. So he's looked at things like musique concrète, and also he's looked at other skateboard films. So he's kind of combined those two things in a really nice way. And it's just really nice to see something like that come together for someone. He's one of these people who's kind of struggled a little bit, I think, over the years to find his place. And so he's taken his two great passions, which are music and skateboarding, and combined them together. And it's really successful, I think. He's got quite a few views already for it, I think, on YouTube. Really what he's done with this is kind of expand from, what he was doing and encompass things that he really enjoys doing and he's good at doing, and that's what it's all about, really.